Hello and welcome back to the Ansys Fluent Academy Beginner CFD Series. In the previous part of this tutorial, I will go through an overview of this simulation. This is a simulation of urine flow in a prostatic urethra using Ansys Fluent. So here, this is the paper, our base paper that we will go through this one to find out all the details for this simulation. So all these parts and simulation will be done in the Ansys Workbench. So I have one Ansys Workbench and we will use the Fluent in the analysis system and drag and drop under the project schematic. Then I can rename this one like to prostatic urethra, and then I will save the project in the first step. So I will save this project. Then we will start with the geometry creation in the SpaceClaim. As you know, if we double click on this geometry, the default setting will be open, the default geometry modeler, which in this case is a SpaceClaim. So I'm going to use this SpaceClaim. But before that, we need to change this one to 2D analysis. So here, I will change this analysis type from 3D to 2D. And then simply I will double click and then open the SpaceClaim. As you can see in this status bar, the SpaceClaim is starting to be opened. Okay. So here I have the geometry schematic with all the required dimensions, and here at the left I have the SpaceClaim open. We are going to work on the XY plane. So now I can simply use this select new sketch plane and then select the XY plane with bringing the mouse here. So I will select this plane and then use this button plan view to have a normal view on this plane. Then we can simply start. So I will start with this rectangular. Dimension is 157 and this actually diameter is 6 millimeter, the width of this rectangular. So I will select the rectangular. Then I'm going to start from here, this side, and actually I'm going to put the center of this width in the origin point. So I will go here and use the Cartesian dimension. So I'm going to define the starting point of this rectangular. So first of all, I will select one origin point. Then I will define, I'm going to put this starting point at -3 like this. And then I will press enter. Then you see this rectangular will be a start from here. So this width is 6 millimeter and the height is 157. So 6 here. Then use the tab key, go to the other dimension and put 157 and then press enter. So I have simply this rectangular and then use the escape key on the keyboard. Then zoom in a little bit in this side. So I have three actually dimensions here. One is this 38, which is the height from here to here. Then one part is 30 millimeter, as you can see here, and the diameter of this circle is 42 millimeter. So there are some definition here, some abbreviation. So you can find all this abbreviation in this paper. I can show you, for example, here. So you see, for example, this PU is prostatic urethra and the other ones also here. So I will go back again to this picture and start to defining this area. So I can define one line with this height 38 millimeter from the center. So I will select a line here. Then I will select this center, and then I will use 0, use tab key here, and then put the 38 and then press enter. So now I have this 38 millimeter height line here. Then use the escape key to exit from this line. Then I'm going to define this 30 millimeter with a line. So I will zoom in here, and I'm in the line mode. So this time I will go here and then select the define line from the center. So now I can define this line from its center. So I will select this point. And as you can see, I need to define half of this width, which is 15 millimeters. So I type 15 millimeter, use tab key, and keep this 0, and then press enter. So now I have a line with the 30 millimeter width. So you can go to the measure and use this measure tool, and then you will see this is 30 millimeter, this should be 38 millimeter, and then you can find out the measurement here. I'm going to define these two curve here. So I will go here and then use this icon, 3-point arc. Then I will select this point, and then this radius is 21 because this is this diameter is 42. So I will write it down here, 21. Then use the tab key. Then I will actually select, keep this angle, and then press enter. So now I have created the curve here, this arc. This time I'm going to mirror this arc from this line. So I will go to the modify and then select the mirror here, and then here I need to select mirror plane. So this is our mirror plane, and then select the body to be mirrored. So I will select this one, so it will be automatically created by clicking on this one. So now I have these two area, and then I'm going to create this bladder side. So to do so, I'm going to use this icon, 3-point circle. So to do so, I'm going to define 3 points for this circle. So I will select this one, and then I can select 1 point here, 1 point here, bring the mouse here, and then diameter is 100 millimeters. So I will type it and then press enter. So now I have actually this circle. Then I need this line to cut the half of this circle. So I will use simply one line here, then use the define line from center, use the center line of the circle, and then just simply create this line. Then I can use the trim tool here, trim away, or press T on the keyboard. So I will do, and then I can now delete this area, this line, and also I can remove these extra lines here. So this is simply our geometry here, but this is still in the sketch mode. But just 1 point here in this paper, if I scroll down a little bit, maybe to the results here. So I am going to create this line in the center of this PU area, prostatic area. So then I will use actually I'm going to know the dimensions of this point and this point. Then I can create this line in the Fluent later on to define this velocity vector. So I can create one line, for example here, then again define from center and something like this. Then use the select tool and bring this one here, for example. Then but finally I will delete this part in the geometry, but then I will go to the measure and then select from this one to this one, hold the control key, first select this line, and then hold the control key, select this one. So this is 178, so I will write it down. So the y coordinate for the center is 178 millimeter from our origin, which is here in this point. Then I can define this point also from this center. So the minimum distance is like I can write as x equal to, here is minus 23.6779. So the right side, which be the positive value for this one. So this is positive, like this one. I can select this one, hold the control key again, select this point. So this is from this center, it is plus 23.7, and here is minus value. So we will define these points actually in the Fluent. So maybe I can use like this. Put it here. So it will be x0, y0, and then I can use this one. Sorry, I can cut it again and put here. So this will be y1 and x1. So I will use these 2 points to create this line later on in the Ansys Fluent. So I will keep this notepad here. I will just bring it down, and then we can go through the XY plot and create that desirable plot. So I will go again to the sketch, select, and then delete this line. So now I have this sketch, and then I can change it to the 3D, or simply close from the sketch. So I will just go to here to 3D mode, so it will change to one surface, but I will use Ctrl Z because I found this part also needs to be removed. So I will just simply select it and then press delete on the keyboard. So this part also will be deleted. Now I can just simply click on the 3D mode. So I have one surface here. I can also rename this surface, for example, to fluid. Then I'm going to define the boundary condition. First of all, I will select this one, go to the group, use the create name selection. So here I can define the domain. So I will call it as domain, for example. You can skip this part, but you can also define. So I will define this part as domain. Then I'm going to define the boundary condition. So I will select this line as our inlet. So this is inlet, but this is pressure inlet. So I will select and then use Ctrl G on the keyboard, or press on create name selection. Then I will call it as pressure inlet. So this boundary will be automatically defined as a pressure inlet. Then I'm going to select this one. This time I will use Ctrl G on the keyboard, and then I will call it as pressure outlet. Then press enter. And next part is defining the wall boundary condition. So I will select all the wall boundary condition here, 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 and here, and create name selection and call it as wall and press enter. So now I have defined all the boundary conditions: pressure outlet, pressure inlet, and this is our domain. So now I can go back to the workbench. You will see the geometry part has been checked, and I can save it. You can see in the status bar the project is being saved. So now I can close the SpaceClaim simply as we save the workbench. So this geometry will be actually saved. So now I will go to the mesh, double click on the mesh. So as you can see, the Ansys Meshing is starting to be open. Okay, so now we are in the Ansys Meshing. So in this case, we can just check the fluid and all the boundary condition. This is our domain, pressure inlet, pressure outlet, and the valve. So for generating the mesh, I will just going to change some setting here. In this area, I'm not going to use local sizing or a boundary layer, inflation layer. In this meshing mesh modeling section, as you can see, there is no boundary fitted prism layer used for in this simulation, and roughly we have a 26,000 mesh element for the geometry. So I will try to reach out to the same design. So I will just go to the mesh, and here I can use 5e-4 meter for the element size. So element size is 5e-4, and I don't use actually the inflation layer. So that's the only setting I'm going to change here. And in the static, we can find the element, number of element here. So I can just simply right click on the mesh and then generate the mesh. Okay, so we have generated the grid for our domain. I can zoom in a little bit here. I can use this part. So it's a very nice mesh here in this area. Then I can select and check here. So beside the vaults, we have a very good mesh, and here also it is acceptable. And as you can see, the number of elements in this grid generation is roughly 26,000, which is near to the paper. So we will use this mesh and accept this one for this simulation. So as you can see, the mesh needs to be transferred here to the workbench. So here you can just simply right click and then use the update button. So the mesh transition to Fluent was successful. So now I can close this Ansys Meshing, and into the workbench I can save the project here. I think that's enough for this part. We can continue setup and post-processing in the Ansys Fluent in the next part. Thanks for watching.